The Galactic Council had made their position clear. Humanity was to remain quarantined within the Sol system, or face immediate extermination. For 300 years, Earth had obeyed, not out of fear but out of patience. Diana Chen stood at the observation deck of humanity's hope, watching the swirling colors of hyperspace blur past the reinforced windows. Her reflection stared back at her, tired eyes, graying hair pulled into a strict bun, and the insignia of Earth's diplomatic corps gleaming on her collar. After decades of service, she had finally been chosen for this historic mission. "We're approaching the boundary," Oliver Martinez announced from the navigation console. His fingers danced across holographic displays, making minute adjustments to their trajectory. 5 minutes until we cross into Galactic Council territory. Diana nodded, her jaw set with determination. "Open all broadcasting channels. Let them know we're coming." Oliver hesitated, his dark eyes meeting hers. "You know what happened to the last ship that tried this? The Council didn't even issue a warning. They just erased it." "That was different," Diana said softly. "They were trying to break out." "We're not breaking anything, Oliver. We're accepting their invitation." "What invitation?" "They threatened us with—" "Exactly." A slight smile played at the corner of Diana's lips. "They threatened us. That means they acknowledged us. They opened communication. In humanity's book, that's the same as rolling out the welcome mat." The ship shuddered as it breached the invisible barrier that had contained humanity for 3 centuries. Immediately, alarms screamed across every system. Oliver's console lit up like a Christmas tree, showing dozens of Galactic Council warships converging on their position. "We're being hailed," Oliver reported, his voice remarkably steady despite the sweat beading on his forehead. "Multiple frequencies. They're demanding we turn back immediately or be destroyed." "Respond on all channels," Diana instructed. "Tell them we're here for the cultural exchange program." Oliver blinked. "The what?" "Just say it." He did, his voice echoing across space to the assembled armada. The response was immediate and unanimous. Confusion. The lead vessel, a massive dreadnought belonging to the Krell Imperium, opened a visual channel. The alien commander appeared on screen, all chitinous armor and compound eyes that gleamed with barely contained fury. "Humans," it hissed, its translator rendering the clicking sounds into clipped English. "You violate the quarantine edict. Explain before we atomize your primitive vessel." Diana stepped forward, clasping her hands behind her back. "Commander, 300 years ago your council informed us that we were too dangerous to join galactic civilization. You said we were violent, unpredictable, and a threat to universal peace." "Yes. This is why You invited us to prove you wrong," Diana continued smoothly. "That's what threats are, aren't they? An invitation to change your mind. So here we are. We've brought gifts." The alien commander's mandibles clicked in what might have been confusion or rage. "Gifts? You dare mock the council?" "No mockery, Commander." "Oliver, deploy the cargo." Oliver's hands moved swiftly across his console. The ship's cargo bay opened, releasing thousands of small pods that scattered across space like dandelion seeds in the wind. The Council fleet scrambled, weapons charging, scanning for biological weapons or antimatter warheads. They found neither. "What? What is this?" the commander demanded as its sensors analyzed the pods. "Information," Diana explained. "Every pod contains humanity's complete cultural database. Our music, our art, our literature, our history, the good and the terrible. Our mathematics, our science, our philosophy, 300 years of development since you locked us away. We're sharing it all, freely, with anyone who wants it. This changes nothing. You are still— Each pod also contains an open invitation," Diana interrupted gently. "Any species that wants to visit Earth, study with us, trade with us, or simply talk with us, you're all welcome. No restrictions. No conditions. Come as you are." The communication channel filled with overlapping alien voices as other council members joined the conversation. Diana could hear the debate raging, some calling for immediate destruction, others demanding to know what was in the databases, still others arguing about the legal implications of humanity's actions. "You don't understand," the Krell commander finally said, its voice lower now, almost fearful. "We quarantined you because humanity is dangerous. You make friends of your enemies. You forgive the unforgivable. You turn conflicts into competitions, wars into debates, and hate into understanding. You're a virus of compassion and you infect everything you touch." Diana's smile widened. "We know. That's why we're here. If we let you into the galaxy, the commander's voice trailed off. The galaxy will change, Oliver said, speaking for the first time directly to the aliens. It'll become a place where differences are celebrated instead of feared, where conflict is resolved through dialogue instead of destruction, where barriers fall instead of rise. You're terrified, Diana added, her voice gentle with understanding, because you've built your entire civilization on separation and dominance. We're offering connection and cooperation. Yes, Commander, we are dangerous to the old ways. The silence that followed stretched for what felt like hours but was only seconds. Diana watched as the Council fleet held position, weapons charged but not firing. They were at a crossroads and humanity had forced them to choose. Finally, the Krell commander spoke, its voice heavy with resignation and something that might have been hope. The pods are already dispersing too widely to retrieve. Within hours, every species in the galaxy will have access to your invitation. That's the idea, Diana confirmed. You've weaponized hospitality, the commander said, and Diana could swear she heard admiration in its tone. Humanity doesn't invade. You invite, and somehow that's infinitely more dangerous. We prefer to call it friendship, Oliver said, grinning now. The commander's image flickered. The Council will debate this for years, but the damage is done. You knew we couldn't refuse forever. We hoped, Diana corrected. Hope is what we do best. As the Council fleet began to disperse, confused and uncertain, Diana and Oliver watched the pods spread across the sector like stars being born. Somewhere among those thousands of data packages, humanity's story would touch someone. Some species tired of war, some culture hungry for new ideas, some individuals who simply wanted something different. That's all it would take. One connection, one conversation, one friendship, and the galaxy would never be the same. Course for Earth, Oliver, Diana said softly. We've got guests to prepare for. Oliver laughed as he set the coordinates. You know, they're right. We are dangerous, Diana smiled, watching the stars. The best kind of dangerous. The kind that chooses love over fear. Behind them, the galaxy began to awaken to a simple, terrifying truth. Humanity hadn't threatened anyone. They'd done something far more revolutionary. They'd invited everyone in, and in doing so, they'd won without firing a single shot.